daylight savings time, or whatever it is. Does it end now? I don't know. Daylight savings time. We sprung forward yesterday. And I have roofers coming to my house at 6 a.m. So I'm already up. When I woke up to do my early morning meditation, Kenny, you're up with me. Hello, friend. When I woke up to do my meditation and realized I was gonna have to get up in a couple hours anyway, and people were gonna be taking my roof off and putting a new one on, I was like, I'm just gonna get up and it's the full moon. I'm finally awake for a live feed from you. Great. Maybe I'll just do more feeds at sometime between 3 and 4 a.m. I think that's what time it is. I don't even know what time it is actually. But I made myself, in my mug my cousin got me. It's a stargazer and it's got constellations all over it. Love it. So one of the reasons I'm wide awake, I normally get up at this time, but then usually I go back to sleep for a little bit. It's the full moon. Who sleeps on the full moon? It's hard. I get a lot less sleep. And y'all, Mercury is stationing direct in Aquarius. So it moved into Aquarius, I think yesterday-ish. You might be feeling the shift. It's gonna be in Aquarius until I think about the 16th. And then it moves back into Pisces. So from today until March 16th, we have got some new energy, right? Mercury's been in Pisces, it's been retrograde, we've been feeling the feels really deep. It's been highlighting all kinds of stuff, depending on where Mercury shows up in your charts. And so Aquarius brings in new ideas and new energy, and this full moon in Virgo is a time to really reflect on where we've been over the last 6 months, what we're offering the world. So Aquarius is bringing this humanitarian vision and out of the box thinking, and this Virgo energy is saying let's really illuminate and get clear on your journey to date, and where do you want to go from here, and what do you need to let go of, what's been getting in your way. That Pisces energy has been highlighting all the feels, all the deeper woundings that can become blocks and really self-sabotage us. I made myself a real good oat milk latte this morning. It's so yummy. So I'm using my 2020 Biddy Tarot Planner, and they've got, I think if you follow them on Instagram, they post their little spreads on Instagram, but I'm going to be doing the questions outlined in the full moon in Virgo spread in my Biddy Tarot Planner. So if you want to grab your tarot deck and play along, read along, feel free to join me, but I'm going to be pulling cards for myself for the full moon in Virgo reflection. And I will share the questions with you. There's going to be 6 cards that we pull. I'm using my Serpent Fire Tarot deck that I really love. I'm going to just set up a nice little space. I got some flowers. Y'all can't really see my house. Look at these beautiful flowers. I had a potluck at my house with my priestesses a week ago, and they brought these gorgeous flowers, and I have a little candle going. I'll put that there. Alrighty, so I've got another candle over on my altar over there. I'm gonna mix these cards up a bit, and we're gonna pull 6 cards. And the first card is going to look at what have I mastered in the last 6 months. Let's give ourselves some credit for the work we've put in. Virgo energy is very rooted in service and in the earth itself, and the work that we're here to do, and how we offer our gifts from a space of truly heart-centered love in the world. Okay. Number 1, what have I mastered in the last 6 months? Guess what I have? I'm going to actually do this a little different. Usually I lay all the cards out. I'm going to pull them one at a time as I go. I have 6 of Pentacles. This feels right. Okay, the 6 of Pentacles, she's rising up out of the water, triumphant, still in the water, right? She's still connected to the emotions, the intuition, the flow, but she's grounded with in that space. I feel that. And it's Pentacles, Earth. So it's connected to what have I been creating. I've really been focused over the past 6 months on creating a stable foundation. Kitty says, I'm using the Mythic Tarot. Ooh. And when we get done with our card pulls, if you'll want to post a picture of your spread, you don't have to. Sometimes it's real private and you don't want to share your stuff. But if you feel like sharing, feel free to like post a picture. And anyone watching later, Kitty, it's just you and I. We're up early. You got 6 of Pentacles too. Oh, David's up. But David, you're in Turkey, so it's not quite the same. You're not up as early as we are. But hi, David. I mean, I think you're in Turkey. I guess I shouldn't assume where you are. So 6 of Pentacles, grounded, building a solid foundation, creating the like success and support that you want and need to have in life. Sorry, I've got my lighting set up differently because I didn't want the super bright lighting on today. Working with the glare. Debbie's up too. Good morning, Debbie. How's that baby coming along? Thinking of you. Okay, so 6 of Pentacles. This is what have I mastered in the last 6 months. And for those of you joining, I'm doing a reading for myself. But if you have cards, you can play along for yourself. And anyone joining later, you can play along too. Share your picture of your cards if you want. Okay, the number 2 question. What gift do I offer the world through service? What gift do I offer the world through service? Ooh, look, I have 3 of Wands. I love that she's seated in meditation. Wow, Debbie's having contractions. Y'all send love to Debbie. She's preggo with her beautiful third baby on the way. And like, we send you love, Debbie. Contractions in the early morning. Well, we're with you. I'm sending some Reiki your way if you'd like it. So this woman's seated in meditation. So I know it's 3 of Wands, which is a different energy I'm going to talk about in a second. But I always believe you also read the deck that you have. The deck you're using, the images on it, might shift the meaning of the card for you a bit. And, or add to it. Let's say, add to the meaning. Because all the tarot cards, like across the board, have like standard meanings. But then each deck adds its own kind of artistic flair and interpretation. And I like to work with symbols. That's like one of the best intuitive languages there is. And so I'm a meditation teacher, right? I've been meditating since I was 12. I love that she's naked because I really prefer being naked. But you know, I can't do that on Facebook Live. Also, the open-heartedness. The nudity represents like rawness and vulnerability, which I'm all about. And like the ripples of herself, look at all the colors, all the rainbow, the full spectrum of being rippling out through the world. So what gift do I offer the world through service? Well, I would interpret this for myself, first of all, as visioning, because 3 of Wands is about like having a vision, but also having to be like centered in like your own passion and desire and truth and energy. And so meditation is what brings me into alignment with that truth and energy and passion and desire. And then I radiate it out in the world and find people to partner with and all kinds of amazing opportunities. And I kind of just show up in the world as I am, as best I can. So yeah, yay, that me. All right, and good morning, Slay. I love all these. I'm getting hot in here, y'all. I get hot when I do readings. I don't know about y'all. Oh, and check out, look, like my new tattoo. It's got this like bandage on it, a surgical thing. I'm so excited. It's been a week. Okay. Shelly's joining us. I love that people get up super early like me. Okay, number 3 card in our full moon in Virgo reading. How am I growing into my potential? Oh, bonjour from France. Oh, so it's not so early for you either. You're in France. Hi, Shelly. We just have an international crew today. I love it. Bonjour. Bon matin. Have some really good bread for me if you can. Can you eat bread? Or cheese. Oh, can you eat cheese? I don't know what people eat these days. Everyone has different diets. Eat just some good food. All the food is good. Ooh. Okay. How am I growing into my potential? This is what I'm pulling. Now, for those of you joining us, I'm pulling for myself. I'm just pulling one at a time instead of laying them all out, but I'm using the Biddy Tarot Full Moon in Virgo spread. So I'll post the questions later and a picture of my cards. But this reading I'm doing is mainly for me. Although if you're watching it, there might be some truth in it for you too. But you can pull your own cards with the same questions. Okay, how am I growing into my potential? Oh, Kitty, if you're still with us too, let me know what you're getting. Whoa, how am I growing into my potential? How am I growing into my potential? Let's see. Ooh, I have the Knight of Pentacles. So I started with the Six of Pentacles for what I've mastered in the last 6 months. My gifts I offer the world through service were the Three of Wands with this awesome meditating lady, and I've been leading meditation groups for like 6 years now. Love that. And then Knight of Pentacles. See, he's like grounded. Again, that grounding energy. I love this. And my moon is in Capricorn, so in spite of all my fire in my chart, I do have some grounding. My moon is in Capricorn, my Venus is in Virgo. So when it comes to the things I'm most passionate about, I actually get pretty grounded. So I'm growing into my potential. The Knight of Pentacles, it's slow and steady growth. He's the steady and stable knight. He takes risks, but he takes calculated risks. He thinks about what he's doing. And I love that he's like got this like archway behind him. A lot of times when I'm leading meditation journeys for people, we move through an archway as we enter into the deeper realms of our psyche. So I love that. So for me, I am moving through a new archway in my own life as I deepen in my work and what's going on this year. But I'm doing it in a steadier way than maybe in the past when I would just, I'm going to Tibet now, which was no regrets, but I used to rush more headlong into things. Kitty got 5 of Pentacles for number 2. Oh, I would love to hear your read on that, Kitty. That's awesome, though. Some people get a little put off by the 5 of Pentacles, but I see it as like this card of like resilience and looking outside the box for like the things that sustain and nourish us. But I would love to hear your read. Hanged Man for number 3, which is Prometheus in my deck. Oh, ooh, you're growing into your potential through the Hanged Man. And in your deck, it's Prometheus. I love this. I need to get this Mythic Tarot. Not that I need another deck, but yeah, I want it. I want another deck. Kim, hello, thanks for joining. So, how can I create a sense of order in my environment is number 4. We're doing a full moon in Virgo reading. I love this. So Virgo likes order, y'all. This full moon we're having is in Virgo. Virgo likes order. How can I create a sense of order in my environment? I'm not always very good at that, so this will be helpful for me. Ooh, y'all, I got 4 of Swords. Kitty says Sia is moving on without financial fear. Oh, that's a good interpretation of that 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah, I've been really working on that too, Kitty, like building this more. I love that we both got 6 of Pentacles. We've been doing it. High five us. Yay. Okay, so this is number 4. How can I create a sense of order in my environment? And for me, I have 4 of Swords. I want y'all to, I don't know if you can see in this card, it's a woman dancing under the full moon, and there's 3 hooded figures in the back. Okay, so the 4 of Swords is really about being in this space where even though I can have fears and like perceive obstacles and threats all around me, I'm going to ultimately show up with the knowing that I am safe. I'm free to be. The light can be shined on me. I can be illuminated, and I don't need to hide. Even when there's parts of me that are sacred and that I keep, not on full display, I'm still safe to show up in whatever way I choose. That's how I read this. And so this is for creating a sense of order in my environment. That's just interesting. I have to trust myself. I have to show up more fully as me. I think that's interesting because especially when I just bring it into like actual like home and space organization, I think I see so many images of how other people order and organize their spaces, and I think that I need to order my life and space like the norm, like the pictures, like the Pinterest. And that's really hard for me. And actually that doesn't work for me to have an environment that looks a certain way and looks really organized doesn't work for me. But when I really honor what works for me, I used to think I was just messy or chaotic. And I've learned over the years, as I've gotten space and given myself space to structure my environment, like the room I'm in now is set up. It's not all the way there yet. We did just move a couple months ago. Still haven't finished settling in, but like when I look at my altar, when I look at the spaces I create to meditate in, that's when I'm like most in my flow. And there is an order. It's just not gonna look like the norm. But it's not chaotic and messy. There might be some more things in it that other people would like. I'm not the most minimalist person all the time. Once in a while, I just want clean slate. I have a lot of stuff on my altar, but it has a meaning and everything has a place, and I move it frequently. So how I can create a sense of order in my environment. Moving through any fears or comparison, trusting my own unique self that I can show up and create the order that's right for me. That's how I interpret that. There are questions. Let me scoot it. Is there significance in the number from numerology? Yeah, absolutely. You can always like bring the numerology into the tarot. So I do that a lot. Like 4s have a certain like stability. Same with the 6s. It doesn't have to be directly correlated, but if numerology is something that resonates with you, I do take, and when I look at people's astrology charts too, if I see 22 degrees, 11 degrees, like I read and added significance into that because those are master numbers in numerology. So yeah, I look at everything. Kitty says, number 4, I know how to do it. I can rely on my skills from the past. And you love your cluttered altars. I love that. You have judgment, Kitty. For number 4, ooh, I like that. That's a big one. You know how to do it and you can rely on your skills. That's how you create order. I love it. Okay, number 5, what practical matters can I focus on for my emotional fulfillment? What practical matters can I focus on for my emotional fulfillment? My Venus in Virgo is loving this. And my moon in Capricorn. What practical matters can I focus on for my emotional fulfillment? I love it. Ooh, I have King of Wands. Another meditation card. I love it. I mean, this deck definitely has more of that than most decks. So the King of Wands, bringing this energy of aligned and like self-driven from your own passion, desire, kundalini, life force energy, what I am creating in the world. So practically, mastery in the realm of what I create and how I connect to my passion, because that really is what fuels what I create. So as I'm in this space of looking at what am I going to offer more this year, what new offerings am I developing, and how am I literally just designing my entire life? Like things aren't compartmentalized just into work or family or friendships, all of that. It's like what my life is my biggest work of art. What am I creating? How am I creating it? I definitely need to create from that place of alignment. That's true mastery. When you are aligned with your own energy, your own potent life force and creative energy, sending that out into the world, receiving whatever energy is coming in to support and nourish that. I'm getting big with this, so I'm trying to really make it more practical. How would I read this in a very practical way? Kings, grounded energy, authority. I need to be confident making decisions for the direction of my life instead of just being like, oh, well, this person invited me to do this, so like, sure, why not? Which I've done in the past. I need to be the authoritarian, the decision maker, running everything through my own filter before I make a decision. Be very grounded and confident in what I'm choosing to create and how I choose to create it. Kitty, what'd you get for number 5? Let me know. Practical matters that I can focus on for my emotional fulfillment. And then I have number 6. What do I need to release in order to love myself unconditionally? Oh, Kitty says number 5 is 9 of Pentacles. Earning my own money makes me more confident in myself. Woo, woo, woo. I love that. Good stuff. I love earning my own money. This has been a good year. Cheers. Cheers to making money. Okay. What do I need? Number 6. What do I need to release in order to love myself unconditionally? What do I need to release in order to love myself unconditionally? Sometimes I gotta sing to my cards. I don't always do this where I mix the cards up between pulls. Sometimes I'll lay all the cards out, but this just felt right. Oh, get ready, y'all. What I need to release in order to love myself unconditionally. I have 10 of Swords. Oh, I love it in this deck. Look at those swirls and lines and the 4 snakes. The 10 of Swords is like a card of like ego death, or a lot like letting go of like attachment to a particular identity or mindset. So I might have I get attached to like, this is how I am in the world. This is how people see me. Even though I know I have like that 3 of Wands, like so many layers, right? And even then it showed up in that 4 of Swords with the multiple cloaked figures in the background. There's so many parts of me. I'm not just black and white, right? I'm more than that. I gotta swirl it. And so I have to be willing to let go of any one particular identity, mindset, belief system in order to fully accept and love all of me without condition or restriction. Kitty got Page of Swords. Look, we both got swords there. Page of Swords. Oh, interesting. I like that. Okay, that's what we need to release. 10 of Swords. Also, sometimes I even judge my own process, right? Like as someone that does more like introspective spiritual work for a living, healing work, if you will, it's really easy to judge how good I am at doing that work for myself because I'm like showing up and getting paid to facilitate that work for others. So I can be like hypercritical of even how I move through those 10 of Swords times, because we all have them. It shows up in my year ahead spread I do for myself every year. I have 1 month that's like 10 of Swords. And there's like, it comes up in my daily card readings from time to time. We all go through 10 of Swords phases where we're moving through, we're like letting go of a particular identity or attachment that we've had. And I can be really judgmental of how I move through that towards myself, because sometimes I'm just a mess and I'm not practicing what I preach and walking the talk, and I'm just like falling apart in my room, and which is not a bad thing. That's part of the process a lot of time, right? But I'll judge myself for like, I should be moving through this in a more enlightened way. Fuck that. No. Sometimes we're just a mess. Sometimes we're just pissed off and I don't want to fucking meditate and I don't want to like have a positive affirmation. Not that that's even something I really tell people. I do suggest that people sing love songs to themselves. Like, if you have a love song you really like dedicate it to you. Sing it to you. Sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I want to sing some, like, angry music and, like, rage at the world. So, yes. Kitty, judging others. Yep. Page of Swords. Yeah. I also read that card as, like, mixed messages and communication sometimes. So, like, being okay when it's not always clear, you know? It hurts me to hold others to my standards for myself. Oh, yes. Yeah. Sometimes I can be really, like, the standards we have for ourselves can sometimes be too high, right? Like, sometimes we have higher standards for ourselves than other people. Conversely, sometimes we have lower standards. And it really depends, like, where in any particular day you fall on that spectrum. But sometimes we need to be expecting more out of our loved ones because we know what we would tolerate, like, accept from ourselves, and we know what we're capable of offering to others and to ourselves, and yet we'll like be like, oh, they're having a hard time right now, or whatever. I don't know if you do this. I'll do that. I'll be like, oh, you know, I'm gonna like cut this person like maybe a little too much slack and give them like a little too many chances, and And then other times, I know with the people closest to me, I hold them to like impossible standards because I'm also holding myself to an impossible standard, which is bringing me back to that Ten of Swords again. And it's just like, let it go. Just take it down a notch. Very idealistic, yeah. Me too. Yeah. So, that's the full moon in Virgo spread. I'm going to take a picture of my cards and share them, and I'll take a picture of the questions in case anyone wants to do the spread for themselves at a more sunlit hour in the day to tolerate or not tolerate enough. Exactly. Okay, full moon in Virgo, work your magic. I'm gonna go outside and howl later. The neighbors already think I'm like a little like, what's going on over there in that yard? I have a big backyard, but like right now it's like not super private because I can totally see into the other neighbors' backyards. So even though I have like a lot of space in my backyard, I don't have a lot of privacy. Like I need to plant some like hedges or something. I love my neighbors. I want to have like community, but also sometimes I just want to be like really witchy and weird in my own backyard without worrying that like, oh God, what are they thinking? Ah, back to the Ten of Swords. Maybe I don't even need to worry. But sometimes I just want some privacy. Yeah, that's part of me. Always will be. Okay, I love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Happy full moon. You pretend that yours is private. Awesome. Awesome. I also like don't want to get arrested for public indecency or anything. Because sometimes I just want to bathe in the moonlight and I feel like I can't do that right now. Oh well. All right, I love y'all. Mwah! Happy full moon. Bye.